Welcome to Two Sides of New York, and football is back. And once again, I am devastated from the New York Jets. What an awful game by the New York Jets. In the year we would have thought Sam Darnold would be making this huge step forward and becoming a Pro Bowl quarterback, and maybe even try to stop Tom Brady from winning another Super Bowl. Sam Darnold comes out and he shits the bed. And now it turns out he's going to be out for 2 weeks because he has mono. And we're going to get into this awful Jets game, but it was just ridiculous. How can this happen from Sam Darnold?
I don't know, dude. I thought he was supposed to break out, and he didn't look good. He looked awful, actually.
He looked really bad. I mean, you look at his stats; it's not the worst stat line you ever seen from a quarterback.
But when it comes to a clutch point of view, he shit the bed.
Yeah, he really did. And, you could say we lost the game because of our kicker and how we couldn't make an extra point and how he didn't make that field goal going into halftime. And yeah, we did lose because of that because, we lost by a point. And if he just made that extra point, we would have won the game or at least,
Yeah, but you got to put up more than 17 on the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, exactly. And then our defense did not play good enough once Mosley left the game. So I'll just go right into this Jets game. The first drive of the game, the Bills are driving down the field, and we force a huge turnover to prevent them from scoring any points. Hewitt got the sack, and McClendon picked it up for the strip sack, and we got the ball. First play on offense, Bell with a 6-yard run up the gut. Besides Bell and Crowder, the Jets offense was just really dead the entire game. Bell had a total of 92 yards and 1 touchdown in the game. He was great. His first game back from missing an entire year, and he did wonderful. The drive stalled after a Crowder drop, but after that, that's all Crowder. That's the only mistake Crowder made. He had 14 catches for 99 yards. He had 14 catches in his first game. That tied a Jets record. Jets punt the ball away. First play after the punt, Mosley gets a pick six, and Vidvik missed the extra point. So we only came out with 6 points after all that. It was a great play by Mosley. It was deflected, and then he just went down and scooped it up for the interception. After that, the Jets and Bills couldn't do anything on offense. The Bills were driving down the field, and Mosley with another turnover. This time he recovered a fumble. But then Sam Darnold gets the ball and he just kept getting his passes deflected. We had a punt. Then Josh Allen gets his pass deflected, and Hewitt comes up with interception into Bills territory. But Sam Darnold throws 2 passes into the ground and missed Robbie Anderson with a deep ball down the field, which could have been a touchdown. So we got then this is in the second quarter. 27 seconds left in the second quarter. It's 4th down. It's a pretty long field goal, but definitely makeable. 43 yards. It was a mishandled snap, but it got down in time, and Vidvik just completely missed it. It was one of the worst kicks I've ever seen in my life. And going into the locker room, Jets have 4 takeaways and only got 6 points out of that. That's ridiculous. I've never seen that in my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, should have brought back Myers. Don't know why you guys didn't re-sign him.
Yeah, he wanted some more money after that great Pro Bowl season, and I don't blame him. He definitely deserved it, but Jets weren't willing to pay him. So early in the second half, Brian Poole, newly addition cornerback from the Atlanta Falcons, gets a safety. He tackles Frank Gore in the end zone for a safety. Jets are up 8-0. Things are looking good. Jets have the ball again in the third quarter. Sam Darnold was looking good in the third quarter. He was getting the ball down the field. He was finding Crowder, hitting Bell in the checkdowns. The offense looked so smooth for that one drive. We get all the way down to the end zone, and Sam Darnold throws an out route to Bell. It was a low pass. Bell went down and scooped it. Oh, it was almost on the ground, and he was in there for his first touchdown with the New York Jets, and the crowd went nuts. Hopefully much more to come from Le'Veon Bell. He was just balling out the entire game.
Yeah, he was definitely feeling himself. Didn't look like he lost too much step, and even his body looked the same. That maybe even better than when he was with Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, he looked really good, and he's not one of those small running backs. He's He's 250 pounds of pure muscle. That dude's a beast. And then
I don't know, he's good when he's at his best. I mean, I think when they're at their best, New York has the number 1 and 2 running backs in the NFL.
Oh, hands down, you know. And then we had to go for 2 because our kicker just flat out stinks. Sam Darnold scrambled out of the pocket and found Le'Veon Bell with a tremendous catch he made at the back of the end zone. Jets go up 16-0. Things are going great right now. The Bills go down the field. They get a field goal. That's, okay, we held them to a field goal, but then it turns out that Mosley had to come out of the game because of a groin injury. He didn't practice until today, so I think he's going to be good to go for Monday night, but that groin injury, it's tough. It could be nagging. It could go on for a while, but he had to come out of the game. And that's when Josh Allen turned into Michael Vick. He runs in for a touchdown, a quick TD for the Bills, 16-10 Jets. And now I'm like, oh shit, I don't feel so comfortable right now because the Jets cannot move the ball on offense. Sam Darnold can't get anything going. And then it turned out the Jets had to punt the ball away again. Josh Allen had a great drive. He looked so good, Josh Allen, in this fourth quarter. He looked like a star. He looked like Aaron Rodgers, like coming back, like doing a classic comeback for the Packers. He's going to be really good, Josh Allen.
Yeah, and he definitely has flashes of brilliance, and this game was certainly one of it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and he for sure has one of the strongest arms in the NFL. He connected with John Brown for a 40-yard touchdown, and the Bills jumped out to a 17-16 lead. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. But, in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, I still think we're going to win this game because, Sam Darnold, he looked great in the preseason. It's his time to shine. It's big boy time for Sam Darnold. But he absolutely shit the bed, as we said. He missed a wide-open, streaking Robbie Anderson down the field. Would have been a touchdown, but he overthrew him by 5 feet. No doubt would have been a touchdown with Robbie Anderson's speed. And then he threw into an area where there was 5 Bills defenders, no Jets around. I don't know how the ball didn't get intercepted. Lucky it didn't get intercepted. And then on fourth down, an absolutely pathetic throw. The worst throw I've ever seen in my life. It looked like a middle schooler was trying to throw that ball, and it was a ninja star. And it was just an awful possession for the Jets. We end up getting the ball back with like 10 seconds left on the clock. And Sam Darnold, he can't even throw the ball downfield. He just doesn't have the arm strength to get the ball downfield. So we did a quick out route and then the pass was completed. 5 seconds left. We tried a shoots and ladders play. Didn't work out. Jets lose 17-16.
At home to the Bills.
At home to the Bills after leading 16-0 with 4 takeaways. And 6 points to show off those takeaways. That's as bad as a loss as it gets. That's like the Mets losing up by 6 runs in the 9th inning right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a 1 in 80 chance that you lose that game.
Yeah, Adam Gase just looked like a doofus on the sidelines. I mean, I looking at him the whole preseason, looking at him early in the game, I just always thought that Gase was just this cool guy, and he's so fiery, but just at the end of the game, him and Sam Darnold, they just seemed so scared to throw the ball down the field. The Jets couldn't get anything going. And aside from Bell, like, this Jets offense is just disgusting, Robbie Anderson, he didn't really have a good game, that you could kind of pin that on Sam Darnold a little bit. Quincy Enunwa, he didn't have a good game at all. It turned out he had a neck injury. He's going to miss the entire season. That's why we went out and got Demaryius Thomas. We only gave up a 6th-round pick for him, so I'll take that trade any day. Hopefully Thomas could go back to his Bronco self.
Yeah, the first trade since Belichick, right?
Yeah, the first time the Jets and the Patriots ever made a trade under Belichick. Now Belichick has made a trade with every NFL team. So yeah, and now Sam Darnold, he's not going to be playing for the next 2 weeks. He's got mono. So in steps Trevor Siemian, and I really don't think it's not going to be the way Sam Darnold was playing. I think Trevor Siemian coming in, the offense might be a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, what if Trevor Siemian goes off and balls these next 2 weeks?
I mean, he's shown games where he has balled out, Trevor Siemian, but it's just very unlikely. It's good, looking at the Jets' schedule, we could easily be 0-8 because we have a very tough schedule ahead. We got the Browns, we got the Patriots, the Eagles, the Cowboys. I really can't see us winning a game anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough for you guys, but I'll get into another tough New York franchise when we're ready.
But at least you have that happiness of beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl twice. So
that was long ago. That was 8 years now.
Yeah.
But going into the other New York football team, or New Jersey, I guess Buffalo's the real New York team.
Yeah, Buffalo's the real New York team, the only real New York team in the NFL.
But pretty much what you expected. The Giants take an L in Dallas, 35-17. A pleasant opening drive surprise, though, as Saquon goes off for a nice 30-yard run, gets us pumped up. Eli drives us down the field. We get a nice touchdown right away. And Saquon balled out, of course, 11 carries, 120 yards, 10.9 yards a carry. Eli had a solid game along with Evan Ingram. Eli was 30 for 44, 306 yards with a touchdown pass to Ingram. So Eli looked good.
Yeah, I was excited for you guys in the opening drive, seeing Saquon with that great run. I was like, you know what, the Giants might make this close, but as the game went on...
No. So, defense was absolutely horrendous. Made Dak Prescott look like Tom Brady. 405 yards, 4 touchdowns. Just allowed 435 yards total, and just a horrendous, disgusting performance by the defense.
Yeah.
But when you take away an all-pro safety, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to get. No offense to the Giants' defense, but I don't think Dak is really going to be putting up numbers like that weekly.
Yeah, so I mean, all the Cowboy fans who acted like that, he just became the best quarterback in the league. Let him do it against one of the best defenses in football first.
Yeah, give it a couple more weeks. Let him face the Eagles. Let him face even the Redskins, and then we'll see how good Dak is.
But, yeah, exactly. So the other bright spot, as I said, was Evan Ingram, who had 11 catches and 116 yards with a touchdown. So yeah, I think this year's going to be his breakout season. Yeah.
Yeah, and a great thing for young quarterbacks is a good tight end. So as Daniel Jones comes up and is learning the offense, he's going to be going to Ingram a lot, and I could see Ingram, coming out and emerging as one of the best tight ends in the league because he's so athletic, and He's going to be getting a lot of balls thrown to him.
Yeah, definitely, especially now. So next week we play the team you guys just lost to is the Buffalo Bills. Sterling Shepard in doubt, currently in concussion protocol. So I don't even know who our number one receiver would be now.
Yeah, that's going to be rough, especially against the Bills. Very good defense, as I saw against the Jets. So, They're gonna be double covering Ingram for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be double covering Ingram. Our number one receiver behind Shepard, he's Corey Latimer. Mm-hmm. He's not that bad. He could catch. So we'll see what happens there. But it's gonna be if Eli can put some magic off. But it's really gonna come down if we're gonna win this game, Saquon's gonna have to have a career game, 150, 200 yards.
Yeah, but Saquon, he's capable of having a career day every time he steps out on the field because I love watching him play. Right now he's the best running back in the NFL by far.
Oh, by far, I think. I don't think it's even close right now.
Yeah, so I mean, Giants, they got all this shit right now. They don't know who their quarterback's going to be. They don't know how good their defense is going to be, but you guys know that Saquon's always going to show up and play.
You know that we're always going to get a show from Saquon, and guy's a class act too. So,
most definitely.
So that's pretty much it for the Giants. Nothing much. 3 more weeks till the debut of Golden Tate. We'll see what he can bring to the table.
Yeah, Golden Tate. One of those sneaky receivers. You put him in the slot, and he's going to get you like 8 catches a game, and he'll score you a touchdown. Going back to his days at Notre Dame, he's always been that guy, so reliable, and he's a very fun player to watch.
Yeah, he's a fun player to watch, and as long as he stays out of Eli's wife's room, I think it'll be good.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm going to.
Yeah.
Because my mans did Russell Wilson dirty, and that's actually why Russell got him traded.
Yeah. So
But
hopefully
that's off topic.
hopefully they don't hopefully they don't have that situation in New York.
No, I would hope not. But going into MLB, going right to the New York Yankees, as we went up on a mission to to go up and stomp on the Red Sox and stomp them dead, and we sure did that. They are done.
Yeah, the Red Sox are toast, and I know you'll get into it, but you got their general manager fired as well.
Yeah, I got Dombrowski fired. So game 1 was the only game they got us. They roughed up Domingo Germán. Our offense was shut down, and I won that 6-1. But after that, it was all us. Saturday, we bounced back with a 5-1 win with the help of Encarnacion's 3 RBI game. Hit a bomb over the monster. J.A. Happ actually didn't look that bad at all. So take that game 5-1, and then Sunday night, that was a fun one on ESPN, which was when we got Dombrowski fired, where Judge and Torres smash home runs, as Judge's home run reset the Yankees franchise home run mark set last year in a 10-5 victory. And yeah, like you said, after the game, Dave Dombrowski's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fired less than a year after winning a World Series with a team that won 108 games.
Yeah, they're definitely panicking in Boston because of the whole Mookie situation, this whole how they can't beat the Yankees this year. I could see a very, big downhill spiral for the Red Sox.
Oh, I could too. I mean, I know this is crazy to say, but I can see the Red Sox in 2 to 4 years being where Kansas City and Detroit is right now.
I mean,
I know that's crazy to say, but look at the last team Dave Dombrowski. It was the Tigers. He loaded them up and then signed Miggy to that humongous contract, just bled them dry, and I mean that could be their David Price right now, or someone else. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be good, especially if Mookie leaves. If Mookie leaves, that franchise is going to go downhill really quick.
Yeah, the Red Sox are in a real bad spot right now. No chance Mookie is going to sign an extension with them.
Yeah, no chance at all. I mean, if they have another losing season next year, he might be traded. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if Brian Cashman calls, I think Mookie would definitely listen.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
That would be something. Have him in center field. Next, Stanton in left, Judge in right.
I don't think.
No way you could pay all three.
No way. But if that happened, I don't think Red Sox fans would be able to live with themselves.
No way.
Yeah, dude. It's interesting. What are the Red Sox going to do from here? With the GM situation,
I mean, they can't really do anything until JD decides what he's doing.
Yeah, if he'll opt out or not. But yeah, Dave Dombrowski, I'd say he's one of the best GMs in the game of baseball. So it's really interesting to see, how his career is going to turn out.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some good years. I wouldn't call him one of the best just because of, I think to be the best, you need to be able to sustain, the greatness.
Yeah.
And obviously, the Marlins, he went to a World Series with them. I won one.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I mean, look, they haven't made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Since the last time they won the World Series. And the Tigers, they had that stacked rotation and team in 2014, but signed Miggy to an 8-year contract in 2016. That might have not been him, but still, just that Tigers team is the worst team in baseball now.
Yeah. So are you calling on another Red Sox curse, maybe?
I think so. I mean, I said it last year during that parade when that fan you dent the World Series trophy. That's a sin right there.
Well,
that fan threw that beer bottle, dented the World Series trophy, and I don't know, man. I mean, if Mookie leaves, that could be catastrophic.
Well, hopefully that happens to the Patriots, because remember Gronka dented the World Series trophy by he hit it with a baseball.
Yeah, he did.
So hopefully that doesn't look like it, but hopefully that happens with the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't think so. They're pretty set up pretty well, but
yeah.
I mean, I'd hope that I'd love another 88-year curse. Take me a life without another Red Sox championship. Sounds good to me. But James Paxton proves that he is an ace-like pitcher, I think officially, with his 8th straight victory, 7 Ks, and a 5-0 win. And James Paxton has been one of the best pitchers since the trade deadline in all of baseball.
Yeah, he's been on fire for sure, James Paxton, and he's the ace going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be your game 1 starter with how he's going.
Yeah, he's got to be. And I was listening today on MLB Network. They're saying how Herman, he's going to be like a third starter for the playoffs, which is not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, he's a great pitcher, Herman, too. He's going to win 20 games this year.
I'm excited to see how he'll play in the playoffs, though. I could see, maybe he'll be a little anxious the first couple games, and I could see him like settling in if you guys make it to the championship series, and I could see him having a big game then.
Yeah, definitely. I can see him having a big World Series if we get that far.
Get that far.
So we go to Detroit after Boston. First game was definitely a little bit of an eyebrow raiser, but I mean, we put in Luis Sessa and Chance Adams, and we had Nestor Cortez start. So I mean, what do you expect? But we got off to an early 6-0 lead. Brett Gardner had 2 home runs in the first 3 innings to make his career high in home runs, 23. But we blow that 6-run lead all in the 4th inning. Fight back and forth, Encarnacion goes yard. Then Detroit, I don't even know any player on Detroit anymore besides Miggy.
Yeah, it's sad because they used to be a playoff team every year, and now they're just basement dwellers.
The worst team in baseball.
Yep.
So back and forth, but we bring in notifiable bust Chance Adams.
Really, you're calling him a bust already?
Dude, he's been hyped up since 2017.
I know, but
2016.
He really hasn't had that chance to be like a full-time rotation guy.
They've given him they've given him starts. Like, come on, like he's pitched enough.
I mean, yeah.
If you look how many innings he's pitched enough for.
I guess
he shouldn't be getting bummed like this against the worst team.
Yeah, I guess if you say so.
He gets walked off. And we take an L in that game, but I don't know. I think he's a bust.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see a little more from him before you call him a bust. One more year.
We'll see if he has 2020. We'll see, but I mean, as our Pirates, I think would have done Adams and Frazier for Cole. I think we might have had to throw Andrew Hart in too.
Not worth it.
No, because especially if we can sign him after this season.
Yeah.
But today we play a doubleheader. We swept the doubleheader, so game 1 we win 10-4. Luke Voigt hits his first home run since July 22nd.
Jeez.
Yeah, well he was hurt,
yeah,
but he's been really cold since coming off the IL. So hopefully he gets it going. Encarnacion hits an absolute bomb, but unfortunately Encarnacion left with an oblique strain, so we'll see if he's able to make it back. But how long it took Judge to come back, Encarnacion, we don't know the severity of it yet. If it's severe, his season could be over. If not, hopefully it's just a 10-day thing.
Yeah, Edwin is definitely not as tight in the oblique area as Judge. So I don't think it's going to be as severe, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly, because he doesn't need to use it as much.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Looks like Encarnacion, I think they can come back and DH him, because Stanton was battling an oblique, I think. It might have been a hamstring last year, and that's why he DH'd when Judge was still hurt, and he was fine.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not that serious with Encarnacion. So won that game 10-4. J.A. Happ with J.A. Happ left this game with an injury as well. Oh. He had bicep tendonitis, so he's headed back to New York with Encarnacion. So hopefully those two are all right.
Mm-hmm.
But Jordan Montgomery should be coming back on Sundays. So if needed, he will take half spot in the rotation. But Yankees win game 2. CeCe started off hot. I think he went 4 1/3. He was striking out. He struck out the side in the second inning, had a couple more, and gave up a couple runs. Booney comes out, brings in Domingo Germán in relief, who was cruised through 4 innings.
Yeah,
gets his 18th win of the season. Judge goes deep. Chapman gets the save.
I caught the end of that game. Germán was really cruising.
Yeah, he was cruising. He had wicked stuff, but unfortunately another injury. For some reason, Boone had Gary Sanchez stealing, and Gary strained his groin. So this is something that Gary has had for pretty much his whole career. He's had this groin problem. So, I mean, he's got to get something with that, but hopefully it's just a 10-day thing. And we can get both of these guys back for the playoffs, because Encarnacion, that's a loss, but Gary, you need him. You got to have Gary.
Yeah, hopefully.
He's the cornerstone of this franchise, so hopefully it's okay. I mean, he didn't look like he was in awful pain, so hopefully it maybe a few days, if anything, just 10 days, so.
Yeah, and at this point.
Let it happen now.
At this point of the year, I'm sure their Yankees are going to be very cautious of how they use them, so I don't think it's going to be a huge deal.
They're going to they could be at 100 wins by the end of the weekend, so.
So, yeah.
I mean, you just want home field advantage just because what happened last time in 17 with the Astros. You want to have that seventh game at Yankee Stadium if it comes down to that.
Yeah, of course.
But enough with the bad injury news. We have probably the best injury news of the whole season. Our ace, one of the best pitchers in baseball, Luis Severino, will be making his season debut and starting against the Angels on Tuesday. And I am ecstatic for this.
Yeah, is it going to be at home?
At home, yeah.
Yankee Stadium's probably going to be electric for that.
It's going to be electric, and I'm sure if he is pumping gas and striking out, he'll be electric, as he is such a huge part of this team. I mean, he's a spark plug, as I love the energy he brings when he gets pumped. He really makes that clubhouse and along with Yankee Stadium just electric.
Yeah, watching those playoff highlights when he's running off the mound, pumping his fist, it really gets the whole team going.
It gets the whole team going, and also against the Red Sox and Astros in regular season contests, he's had some huge games and has gotten them pumped up. So this is huge, and Luis Severino is the X factor if they want to beat the Astros.
Yeah.
If he can beat the Luis Severino from the first half of the last 2 seasons before this, we're in good shape.
Yeah,
it's
gonna be
more
tough.
Good news though. Giancarlo Stanton is expected to return with Luis Severino on the homestand. So great news there. So with Mike Tauchman out for the season and Encarnacion and Gary possibly being out, it looks like Stanton is coming back at the right time, and hopefully he can stay healthy and have a great end of the season and playoffs.
Yeah, that's just been the story of the Yankees season. Couple guys go down, next couple guys come up.
I mean, makes a great World Series DVD.
Yeah, it really does.
So great weekend for Yankees baseball. I mean, yeah, you got a couple injuries, but it's been like that all season. Hashtag next man up. I mean, like early in the season, I just would freak out over injuries and just get panicky. But I mean, they figured it out all season, so I'm not worried, honestly.
Yeah, so going into my New York Mets, and Reed, do you believe?
I like the Mets, dude.
They grabbed me right back in. I believe that we're going to make the playoffs. I believe we're going to sneak into this wild card on the last game of the season, going into this 4-game set against the Diamondbacks. We're 4 games out of the second wild card. So DeGrom, he comes out with it's a huge game. Mets have to win. DeGrom, 11 Ks over 7 innings. The only blemish was a Wilmer Flores home run. And of course, Wilmer Flores hits a home run against the Mets.
He gave him that. He gave him a meatball.
I don't think... No, that's not DeGrom. He would never do that. And did you see Wilmer Flores' first at bat? He gave a little
when
wink.
he winked at him.
Gave a little wink to
Jacob
him.
smiled.
Yeah, and then Wilmer said after the game, Jacob deGrom FaceTimed him and was like giving him shit like, "Oh, I let you get that home run," but knowing Jake, there's no way he let him get that home run. So the Mets win by off the power of Pete Alonso. He had 2 home runs that game, number 46 and number 47, which gave him the Major League lead, which still stands at this point. He has 47. Coming for
So
Judge's,
he's got 5 more to tie.
Yep, coming for Judge's record right now.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, it's going to be close.
Yeah,
I think it'll come down to the last week of the season.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the stretch for sure. Seth Lugo comes in for the 6-out save, the Puerto Rican. He's just been awesome the entire year. Going into Game 2, Eduardo Escobar, he gets an RBI single off of Zach Wheeler, but that's all Zach Wheeler allowed. Eduardo Escobar, he might be, one of the most, he might be the current day Joey Votto, because you know how everybody used to say, oh, Joey Votto's so underrated, and now everybody's just talking about Joey Votto? That could be Eduardo Escobar right now.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know, I just watch so much baseball and stats that I've known how good Eduardo Escobar was since he was with the Twins.
Yeah. I mean, I really, from I didn't really see him much until he came to the Diamondbacks, but from what I've seen from him, he's a really good player.
He's a great player, and if the Twins would be a little you think that offense is scary now. If they sold Escobar, wow.
Yeah, imagine that they'd shatter that record by far, more than they even have already. So,
yeah, but hey, we're right on their ass.
Yeah, that's a low key race going on in baseball right now too. That the new home run record with the Twins and the Yankees. How many home runs are the Yankees behind right now?
I think they might be tied.
Really?
Yeah, they were tied the other night.
Oh shit!
And Garver hit a home run. So it's 1, maybe.
Oh shit! So I'm excited to see how that comes out. So Todd Frazier is the hottest hitter in baseball right now. A 2 RBI double in the second, and then in the fourth, another RBI double. Mets are up 3-2. Brad Brock comes in, and Escobar hits a home run. He cuts the lead to 3-2. In the 9th inning now, Justin Wilson's in the game. D-backs got runners on first and third, 1 out, and there's a ground ball hit to Pete Alonso. He dives, makes a diving stop, but the runner on first thought Pete Alonso caught it. So Pete Alonso tags first. The runner's caught in between first and second. All Pete has to do is throw to second base, get him out, double play, and game over. But Pete Alonso throws to third, which allowed the runner on first to go to second. So Pete Alonso was very upset with himself. He was cursing at himself at first base after the play. And then stepped in Wilmer Flores. So, of course, I'm like, oh, shit. Wilmer Flores is going to win the game for the Diamondbacks, of course, isn't he? But nope, Justin Wilson struck him out to end the game. Mets won that one 3-2. And after that, the Mets absolutely crushed any hopes the Diamondbacks had of making the playoffs by absolutely crushing the baseball. Todd Frazier and Brandon Nimmo go back-to-back in the first inning in Game 3. But before that, Wilson Ramos and J.D. Davis had a couple RBI singles. So it's Jets. The Mets jump out 5-0. You see Nimmo's home run? How he sprinted around the bases?
Yeah, of course, because he's Nimmo. That's what he always does.
I love that guy, man. McNeil coming out of his slump. He's been playing well lately. He first pitch swinging, hits a home run. Todd Frazier homers again in the third. And then McNeil puts the cherry on top with another home run, his 20th of the season. Mets won that one 9-0, and the game was on 9/11. Pretty cool thing how the Mets got 9 runs on 11 hits, so that was
I saw that.
Pretty cool. Another shellacking though. Do you know what time it is right now?
It's Todd time.
It is Todd time. Todd Frazier hits another home run in Game 4. J.D. Davis gets an RBI in the first inning. This is the second inning. J.D. Davis gets an RBI, and Juan Lagares hits his first career grand slam, and then follow that by a Cano home run, who he's been hot since coming back from the injured list. Juan Lagares with another home run. Thomas Nido hits a home run, and finally, to conclude it all, Michael Conforto hits his 30th home run in the year. The apple didn't even come up on that one because the Mets were just hitting so many it wasn't ready to come up yet because Nimmo just hit one before that. So yeah, the Mets just climbed back into this wild card race. We're now only 2 games back from the Cubs, 1 game behind the the Cubs and Brewers are tied, so we're 2 games behind the Cubs and the Brewers. It's going to be interesting, Really, it's really tough shit for the Brewers by losing Christian Yelich. That really sucks for them.
I know, going into that was awful. I was sad to see that.
I mean, it helps the Mets tremendously, but in that way, I really don't want to see that one bit. Christian Yelich.
No, not at all. He was well on his way to his MVP. He still might get it. Depends how Bellinger finishes, but I feel bad for the guy. That man sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks for the Brewers as well.
Yeah, for baseball, man. Like he's in my opinion, he's the second best player in baseball right now.
Yeah, and I really think it's going to come down to the Mets and Brewers because I really don't think the Cubs are going to be able to keep the pace. Their offense has kind of been slumping, and that bullpen, they're along with a lot of other bullpens in the National League, they're just they could give up a lot of runs on any given night. So it's really going to be interesting.
You're right. The bullpens are really bad in the NL.
Yeah, we got like 15 games left. The Mets are playing the Dodgers tomorrow, which it's a good time to play the Dodgers because they just clinched last series. Hopefully they'll be resting a lot of guys. Hopefully we could steal 2 games from them. Got one of those on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Then we go to Colorado and Cincinnati, and then we got Miami for 4, and then we're closing the series against the Braves at home, which hopefully they probably will be clinched by then, so they're not going to be going all out. So, with not many games left, the Mets, they're going to be knocking on the door, baby.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys get your first wild card appearance since 2016.
Yeah, and I really don't feel like the wild card game is really technically the playoffs yet, but for the Mets team to get this, I'll take this because we were dead 8 games out in the middle of the year, going into the All-Star break, 10 games under 500, and what we've done in the second half is just been incredible.
Yeah, definitely reminds me of the 15 team a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit for sure. But
so meet us there.
Going into doofus and congrats guy, who's your doofus?
So my doofus is my fellow Giants fans who are, I think it was DeMarcus Lawrence. It was either him or Jalen Smith.
I'm pretty sure it was DeMarcus Lawrence.
So there's this kid in the state country who, it was DeMarcus. He's like, DeMarcus.
Yeah.
And he's like, you got the wrong jersey, bro. And I understand, he could have just signed the kid's thing and did all nicer, but oh my God, they're acting like he, killed someone. He pulled an OJ. The guy didn't sign one jersey. You know how many? If he's not going to be able to sign 100,000 stuff, I'm sure he signed some Giants stuff. Come on. Give the guy a break. They're crucifying him like he's the devil. These people.
Yeah, but it was a very funny video. The poor kid at the end looked like he was about to cry, but I mean, I guess I could see where he's coming from. You saw what Brandon Jacobs tweeted?
Yeah, I love Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah, he's
I've signed many kids with the Cowboys.
Yeah, but
that's because everything's on social media. I mean, Brandon Jacobs has also cussed fans out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he literally threw his helmet into the stands one time.
Yeah,
when he was mad.
But yeah, said,
I love Brandon Jacobs. No shade to Brandon Jacobs. If you ever watch our podcast, because I know he watches fan stuff sometimes. No disrespect, I'm just saying.
No, none at all. Because you'd run our ass over for.
Oh no, Brandon Jacobs has definitely killed the man. So.
But yeah, like you said, you can't sign every autograph.
Yeah, exactly.
So going into
a little overreaction, but. It was funny.
Yeah, it was a fun video. He didn't mean it with any malice. He was.
Yeah, he wasn't nasty about it. No. He was just kidding.
Yeah. So going into my doofus, this one's kind of a, this one kind of makes me a little bit upset.
Yeah, same.
My doofus is the MLB for not letting the Mets wear the first responder hats for 9/11, while they'll let the Astros wear those goofy hats for the anniversary of the moon landing. And they'll wear those ugly Players Weekend hats But I just don't understand why they're not allowed to wear those those first responder hats on 9/11, like the Mets did for years up until I think 2013. They made them stop doing it because it didn't fit with the uniforms. Which, like, come on, like, who is it hurting that you gotta?
Yeah, no, respecting those people who lost their lives on 9/11, I think the Yankees and the Mets should wear first responders hats every year.
Yeah, exactly. And Howie Rose, the Mets radio announcer, he said it best. You should really look at what he said. He really went to the whole thing of all those men and women who put their lives on the line on that day, and men and women from that day are still dying from cancer from being in that area.
Yeah, from the smoke and everything.
Yeah. So it's shame on the MLB for that.
Yeah, no, come on, you gotta do better. You gotta be better, man.
You gotta be better than that.
So my congrats guy of the week, talked about him a little earlier, was Evan Ingram, as I just think he's on his way to a monster season, as he had 11 catches and 111 yards, I think I said, and I think he's on his way to a maybe like 80, 90 catch season and over 1,000 yards, so I think you're going to see a nice season from Evan Ingram, so congrats on a good start.
Yes, a lot of hope for that athletic Giants tight end.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can see this offense take a big stride this year.
Well, hopefully, get that offensive line, a little.
It looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, Eli wasn't. He had some time to throw. Daniel Jones. I really want to see him play more.
Yeah, he played a little bit at the end, so maybe they'll be doing that when they're not in close games. They'll just put Jones in towards the end.
Mm-hmm. So my congrats guy is Sam Darnold. I know you're thinking.
What?
Yeah, because he had an awful game. He could totally easily be my doofus of the week. But you know what? He's going to be my congrats guy. He's got mono. Sorry about that, dude. But, you get mono from being like, from being like a hoe. From like kissing a lot of girls and doing things like that. So Sam Darnold, he's really embracing that starting quarterback for a New York football team lifestyle. And, he's probably out in the town every night, picking up a new chick every night, but that's his business, and congrats to you, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, you could say congrats, but I mean, what if you see how they look and you're like, oof,
yeah.
Damn, Sam.
Yeah, but yeah, Sam Darnold, he's going to be missing at least 2 weeks with mono, which it's just heartbreaking, as bad
that
as
is,
he was.
Because, that could be your season right there.
Yeah, exactly. As bad as he was last week, as much shit as we're giving him how bad he was, I still want to see him out there and try to improve. You can't improve when you can't play. So it's going to be real tough. Hopefully Trevor Siemian could come in and look decent for us. Hopefully we get the ball to Le'Veon Bell. He had an MRI on his shoulder. It came out negative. He'll be playing on Monday. So hopefully Bell gets going, keeps it going. Hopefully Crowder keeps it going. Hopefully Thomas comes in and gets a few catches. And hopefully Robbie Anderson gets going. Because I think the defense, with Mosley playing, the defense is all right. It just, it was an awful collapse they had at the end of the game, which really they only gave up 2 touchdowns, which, at the end of the game, I don't want anyone giving up touchdowns, but, they didn't play bad at all, the defense. So hopefully the Jets pull out a win against the Browns, because after that, the schedule gets real tough.
Yeah, better win against the Browns, but it's going to be tough because Odell returning to MetLife, I think he's going to go off.
Oh, he's going to want the ball. He's going to be wearing his Rolex, and he's going to want to embarrass the Jets.
Definitely. He's just going to want to show off to New Jersey.
Yeah, and you've seen how he was calling Jets defensive coordinator Greg Williams.
Dirty, which I don't blame him, because they went for his legs back in 2017, and he missed the first game of the regular season, and then snapped his ankle shortly after that. So
yeah,
I think he kind of feels like they're responsible for weakening his ankle to that big injury.
I don't think Greg Williams is not telling his guys to go out there and hit for the legs. There's no way you could blame Williams
that might
for
have just been that one player on the Browns, honestly, because that was back in their 0-16, 1-15 days.
Yeah,